Welcome to the Creative Playing Podcast Network. Join us as we review our favorite RPGs, collectible card games, MMOs, video games, PC games, and bring up interesting topics and things that we'd like to share with everyone. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kellie, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Even better!
Nostrovia.
Yeah. Da.
Spasibo. Okay, we have exhausted my...
Yeah, now I'm like...
Hold it, yet.
Yes. До свидания?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's goodbye, though. Yeah,
Well,
that's...
But we don't want to say that with our drinks.
Yeah. I suppose that could be the equivalent of down the hatch.
Yes.
So we will let Jaaz be the one who reads the rules. Well, I read the dramatic part on the can.
So they say ura.
Ura. Oh, apparently they're also advertising that besides Outpost Siberia, there will soon be Outpost Amazon. And there's this giant snake with a little hinged jaw thing.
An anaconda.
Yeah.
The famous toast Nostrovia is not a drinking toast at all. In Russian, it doesn't mean cheers.
Huh.
It is used to reply to thank someone for a meal or a drink.
Oh.
Russian drinking toasts are formed with the preposition za. Here it means to, best word in the accusative case. The equivalent is probably more than you need.
Mm-hmm.
The equivalent for cheers is za zdorovye. Za zdorovye.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah. Because my Russian is super good. Literally it means...
It's the bestest.
Yep, she's had a couple.
It's
If she
more
said that,
better.
she's had a couple. If she's using my words,
It's more better.
It means to your health.
Gesundheit.
Because they have this combination of letters at the beginning, which is a little hard to say without.
So those folks listening at home, the reason why we're looking up Russia in Russian is because we're drinking vodka and getting ready to play Outpost
Although,
Siberia.
qualifier, this is Polish vodka.
You had to ruin the magic.
I did.
You had to ruin the magic. Did you see me bring my Mosin Nagant tonight? No, I did not.
So you can also say to you in the formal za tebia.
Zatebia.
Tebia.
Zatavia.
Tebia.
Za tebia.
Zatebia.
Za vas.
Zavas.
Right? So one's
That one's easy to remember.
one's
Zavas.
formal. Zavas is informal. We're all friends.
Zavas.
Let's go with Zavas.
Zavas.
Zavas, Sava.
Sorry. Zavas.
Zavas. To you.
Yeah. And then, this is easier than Klingon. We've got, let's see, 2 women. Zen Shen. What?
Zenshisen?
No, that's too easy. Zazen Shen. It's like a double SH.
Zazen Shen.
Yeah.
The Zensh.
Shen.
Shen.
Or it could be Sheen because they're not using the IPA.
So while
Zazen Shin.
So while we're learning our Russian, I'll hand you the rule book.
Oh, good.
I've kind of like watched some of the videos and talked to some folks online. So I have the gist of it. Is this not a beautiful tin?
It is beautiful.
It will survive the apocalypse.
This is what we'd say in Russian. Bayek Kellie.
Cheers to Kellie.
No. Let's get started!
Oh, okay.
Yes!
Yay!
To our Russian listeners or our listeners who speak Russian, I just want to point out I speak Italian, French, and Turkish and English. So...
I almost speak English.
That's why I like this. It's going to be one of the languages you don't touch.
No, I mean, I've sung in Russian.
Really?
Yeah. I used to sing with the Balkan Ensemble. I've sung in about 30
awesome.
different languages. I have lots of language experience.
I have sung in Italian. I don't know what I was saying, but I have sung in Italian.
It's a very charming experience. I've sung in Serbian, Albanian, Russian, Bulgarian, Macedonian, Greek,
I can sing Farajaka.
Russian, Polish, Czech, Hungarian stuff. Anyway, lots of languages.
I don't speak Spanish except for a little bit, but I like listening to Juanes.
Juanes is pretty
I
solid.
love his, some of the tunes that, like, yeah. Okay, let's take a look-see. Outpost Siberia. This is a pretty thick booklet.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, do you want ice in yours?
Yes, please.
We'll turn the recorder towards you as you read the rulebook.
Okay, so we've got game components.
How
Bad-
many pieces do you want?
Bad event icon 2.
Bad events, yes.
Okay. Shall I start with game setup?
Sure, that would be an important thing.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. There's a thing in the beginning. Well, we'll start there.
So while Kellie is reading the instruction book, let me set the stage.
Yes.
Outpost Siberia. Let me get my Russian on.
Shall I start then? Just so.
Let me start and set the stage first. Even though I'm thinking whatever's here is probably there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Outpost 1, an observatory in isolated frozen tundra of
it is.
Siberia. You and your team have been studying the area, but last night a massive storm set in, bringing with it a pack of nightmarish strange creatures.
Ooh.
Now, trapped by the weather and these beasts, your crew's only hope is to use the meager resources to defend yourself and wait out the storm. Ration carefully, and you may see the sun again.
PSA, this is why you pay scientists more.
Yeah. For 2 to 6 players, game takes about 30 minutes. We're going to take probably twice that length because we're learning it and having fun and drinking.
And we're having alcohol, yeah.
Yes. Age 12 and up. And by the way,
Vodka.
for the vodka, age
Vodka.
21 and up.
In the United States.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
And this-
Enough in Ontario.
True.
Oh, really?
And this
Yes.
is produced by IDW Games,
Yay!
who were at
Yeah.
Gen Con.
We are playtesting this. Okay. Alrighty. Outpost Siberia. Welcome to Outpost 1, the first science observatory located in the isolated frozen tundra of Siberia. You and your team have been investigating anomalous activities in the region, and recently things have shifted for the worse. The coming storm is said to be the storm of the century. It may last a month or more. Strange howls and buzzing filled the long nights, and yesterday a crew member went AWOL, or worse. The call for evacuation was made, but it came too late. The long winter storm has set in. There's no hope of getting help until it clears. Now your crew's only hope is to use what little resources you have to survive the long winter cold and whatever out there in it. Use your rations wisely, and you may see the sun again. Summary of play. You and the rest of your team of scientists have been trapped for the winter in a science facility located in the heart of the Siberian tundra. As a team, you must ration your food and water wisely, all while dealing with the mysteries of the wilderness. Can your expedition make it through the long winter night?
If we have enough vodka.
And there is a bunch of game components showing cards. Okay, game setup. In Soviet, game sets you up.
To die in this case.
And we will be playing in easy mode, by the way.
Yay!
If that saves you some work in descriptions.
Alright, 1. Separate the cards into 4 piles. Characters, threats, good events, and bad events. And I'm going to take a slice. I am rationing my food wisely.
I am not rationing my alcohol wisely.
In Soviet Russia, more alcohol than food.
Yeah. That's true.
You didn't go through potatoes fast enough. Well,
No problem. We can still use them. No, in Soviet, potatoes go through you.
It's not fair that you guys are ahead of me on drinks here.
I have only had one drink.
I've had 4.
and I've only had one.
I
You know what?
just...
It's one of those weeks.
I just finished my first drink, which took me more than an hour to drink.
And I am on my 4th one in less than 2 hours.
It was earned.
It was earned. Okay. Once the cards are separated, each player choose 1 character card to be their identity in the game. Place a life token on the start of your life counter. Return the remaining cards to the box.
Arctic
missed the
Explorer
characters.
Brian, Survivor.
Yeah, the ones that have the life numbers at the bottom.
Lead Hans.
Because
Tracker
these are our
Tanaka.
life... These cute little wood tokens with the briefcases
Gotcha.
are our life. So we basically just place one. They're an interesting bunch of people.
I have to say, the crust on this pizza is really good today.
They know. They know we are going to die. Should we shuffle these cards that are not
We
the
should,
player?
yeah.
You actually want to
It says
separate them.
them.
Yeah,
Because
into piles.
We've separated them, and we should
mhm.
shuffle the rest.
Well, actually,
Piles, right?
she has a chart
one,
she's
at
getting
number 2, you choose your player, your character, and then 3, you shuffle the good and bad event decks separately.
Right. That was my plan.
So pick a character.
We've got Arctic Explorer Brian. You met-
Lion.
Brian. Survivalist Dana. Expedition Lead Hans. Tracker Tanaka. Ice Climber Anani. And Trail Guide Bell. It's a very international cast of characters.
I'll take the trail guide.
Trail Guide Bell.
Bell.
And they have skills, so you want to look at the skills.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what the hell? I'll go with Ice Climber.
Ice Climber Anani.
Okay, apparently at the start of my turn.
I will take the survivalist.
Survivalist Dana.
Hey, Dana. You may discard 1 card from your hand and treat it as if you used a flamethrower from the supply.
Mine's, you may discard any 2 cards from your hand to cancel 1 threat's effect for the rest of the round.
At the start of your turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of the expedition deck and put them back in any order you choose.
Ooh.
I'm going to be Expedition Lead Hana. We only think it says Hans. It's actually Hana today. And Hana is, you may discard any 1 card from your hand and treat it as if you used a water from the supply. It's not as good as a flamethrower, but it's still pretty good.
Hey, we need water.
Alright, so, the red cards get shuffled with the blue cards, right?
Nope, they get shuffled independently.
Individually.
2 separate
Oh,
piles.
it's 2 separate
You
piles.
shuffle them, but separately.
Basically, eventually those will be put together, but once we pick the correct number of each, because depending on the difficulty of the game is how many good things and bad things
Gotcha.
go together. Because those things can kind of wreck us.
I see how that could be the case.
And Kellie's still reading ahead, I think, silently while she's chewing.
No,
So when it's your turn, you'll
you're
draw
giving me too
2
much credit.
cards, and when you draw the 2 cards, you get whatever the yellow part is at the
Okay.
beginning of your turn. and then the card is pulled over for a good or bad thing. So they actually do a good job of multi-using cards for different stuff.
They have 2 pages of diagrams on the cards.
Mm-hmm.
So the cards are really pretty. I have to give them kudos for that right off.
Yep.
Up the top. And they're also of a nice quality, which, I've had a couple of games recently that I played, and they had like really small cards or kind of shitty cards, and it was the worst, man. Like
Aww.
it makes it hard to play the game.
Yeah.
So the cards actually really matter. Should I be also shuffling the stuff with like creatures on it?
It says the next thing says.
I'm assuming yes.
Choose a difficulty level and select event cards.
Okay, so we're choosing easy.
Randomly select 8 good event cards and 4 bad event cards.
Okay.
These are bad events, so
The red is bad, blue is good.
3, 4.
Oh no, there's a giant Siberian tiger on the table!
Oh, he's checking out the Siberian moose.
Okay. Where did you put my life
Okay.
token?
And did we shuffle them together?
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
She hasn't gotten to that part yet.
All right.
She's still chewing and drinking, so there'll be
Okay.
many pauses.
The creatures are shuffled.
The next thing is add the selected 12 event cards without revealing them to the threat cards and shuffle them together.
I guess the threat cards would be the creatures.
The red cards,
The 12 event cards. So
not creatures. So we're talking
I
the
think that they-
event. The creatures have not been added yet.
We don't have.
Oh no. Okay, I think why they're saying 12 because the customize your own
picked them up.
difficulty
Yeah.
is 12.
Yeah.
So they're just not specifying. So you
So
make
these 12 event cards into the threat deck, and the threats are that deck because those are the only
that
cards
doesn't make
left.
sense.
Okay, Kellie has given me the directions. Okay, so let's start from scratch. So, separate the cards into 4 piles. You have character cards, threat cards, good events, and bad events.
Mm-hmm.
So the
threat
creature
cards-
cards must be the threat.
Those are the threats. Yes.
Okay.
Little picture shows creatures as threats. Okay, so each player chooses 1 character, which we have. Shuffle the good and bad events. So for easy, we're taking 8 good events and 4 bad events.
We did that.
Okay, now shuffle the good and bad events. Shuffle the good and bad events separately, and then you choose the difficulty level by easy, which is the 8 random good, 4 random bad.
Mhm.
Then we flip a page, add the selected 12 events without revealing them to the threat cards, and shuffle them together. So basically, you're adding them to all of the creatures.
All right.
So we use
a
all the
little
creatures.
vague, but okay.
That's
Well,
kind
see,
of what
you
we
got to
thought.
look at the diagram here. The diagram shows you the creatures of that.
It's easier to look
And
at
it's
the
on the next
diagram
page.
without this much vodka in our systems.
Yes. Then combine the rest of the event cards and shuffle them together. This is the Outpost deck. Place this deck face down near the Expedition deck. So the one in your hand that you're shuffling that's got the good, the bad, and the ugly,
Mm-hmm.
that's the Expedition deck. The other one is the Outpost deck.
Okay, so I've got Expedition, you've got Outpost.
Great.
Red wire to green wire to blue wire, green wire to white wire.
Yep.
Got it? Good.
Yeah, sure. We're all gonna die.
So remember the Outpost deck is going to be whatever's left over. That's the one on the Outpost deck, whichever one of you has that.
That's me.
We're only caring about the yellow side of the cards on yours because yours is the loot and equipment that we use.
Okay.
The stuff we have on the Outpost.
Great.
So your deck is only the upside down yellow stuff we look at.
Okay.
On yours, Jaaz, is all the horrible or good things that happen.
Yep.
So in other words, the
Oh.
majority of the stuff, since we're playing easy, is going to be loot for us to use.
Yay!
Now, combine the rest of those, and that is the Expedition deck. Let's see.
Expedition ready.
Okay. So,
Outpost ready.
okay.
Chocolate ready.
Chocolate, moved out of the way. Okay, so your character. During the game, you will assume the role of one of the unlucky scientists trapped in Outpost. Your character's cult shows 2 important things. I think the cake does not like me because he's moved. My wood marker is somewhere in the house. So I've now used this that I found on the floor.
Oh.
So you have hit points. This shows how tough your character is. If your health points ever reach 0, your character is killed and everyone loses.
Oh. Yes, we're communists.
Yeah, socialists.
No, communists are
Okay.
different.
It is a big difference.
It's not socialist. That's nobody left behind.
Fortunately, it is possible to recover lost health points by using first aid kit, for example. But you can never have more health points than the number you start with.
Mm.
Ability. Each character has their own unique ability which you can use to help your team survive. Using your abilities effectively is the key to winning the game. Outpost Siberia is a cooperative game. All of the players either win or lose the game as a team. This should still be a team builder type of thing. In order to win, all the players must survive until you reach the end of the expedition deck. Which is this one, right?
Yes. The expedition deck is bigger than the outpost deck.
If even a single player is knocked out, everyone loses. The game is played over a number of rounds. Each round, every player takes one turn. Each turn, you choose the order that the players take their turns. Basically, it's popcorn initiative. We each get to pick. By the way, for those listening, I heard a tip online talking to some folks. The strongest member should go last because that's the person getting hit when an encounter happens.
That's you or me, my friend.
At the end of the round, any threats in play will act against the players, increasing the danger to the outpost.
Ooh.
Player hint. Choose the best order to take your turns can be a huge advantage, so choose wisely. Round sequence. In beginning of rounds, the players, as group, choose which player will take first turn. After player completes turn, another player is chosen to take the next turn, and so on. Once all players have taken turn, any threats in play are endured. Then next round begins. You know you're in trouble when they say endured.
Yeah. No, you are.
During your turn, you must play through these 5 phases in order. Draw outpost cards. Required. Beginning your turn by drawing the top 2 cards from the outpost deck. Add one of these cards to your hand and place the other face up on the table. These cards are called the supply. The supply cards face up on the table are called the supply. These cards are available to all players during their turn and can only be used as equipment. The word on the yellow section identifies what kind of equipment is represented on the card. Some threats may force you to draw only one card on your turn. If so, you choose whether that card is added to your hand or the supply. If the outpost deck runs out of cards, reshuffle the discard pile to create a new outpost deck. If there still aren't enough cards, draw as many as you can. Any excess card draws are lost. Then we have attack threats. This is an optional turn, unlike the required drawing outpost cards. Attack threats. After you draw outpost cards, you may choose to play any number of cards from your hand to attack any threat cards in play. You may attack any number of threats during your turn, as long as you have cards to play. Tuck any cards you use to attack partially under the threat cards, so any CV values are visible. Basically, on the card, the monsters have claw marks for how much life they can take, so some weapons don't do enough to kill them, you just slip your card under. Das gut.
Alright.
Playing hints.
That's German.
Why you gotta put labels? Just playing cards to attack a threat won't be enough to defeat it. You'll also need the right equipment, see phase 3. But that doesn't mean attacking isn't important. You cannot defeat a threat until the total of all the CV values played against it are at least equal to its hit points. Then it comes use equipment phase. Basically what you do is you reduce its points to zeros and you could draw it with one of two weapons.
Okay.
Use equipment phase. After you attack, choose not to. You may use any number of equipment cards from the supply. Used equipment cards are placed on the discard pile next to the outpost. There are 3 kinds of equipment that you need. The flare. By the way, the flare's a shit. The flare. Choose one threat in play. The effects of that threat are ignored for the rest of the round. First aid kit. Choose one player and recover 1 health point up to their starting value. 3. Weapon. Ice axe or flamethrower. Choose one threat in play that has already been attacked with cards that have totaled its CV equal or greater than its health points. To defeat that threat, place the threat card, the weapon, and all attack cards into discard pile. So that's important to note. The discard pile gets monsters out of play. Because we just have to survive to the end of that tomorrow.
Oh.
So any monsters we discard then get shuffled back to it as equipment.
Oh.
Then we have...
So if they're in equipment, then they become helpful?
Uh-huh.
They're no longer monsters, they're now equipment.
Cool.
Phase
Whatever
4.
they were guarding becomes the loot.
Mm-hmm. Endure Expedition card. Jaaz's evil pile of cards. When you are done using equipment for your turn, draw the top card of the Expedition deck. If the revealed card is an event, you must discard the food or water listed in the Pay tab of the Good or the Bad section of event card, or choose one character to lose 1 point. Then follow the instructions on event card written in blue, Good Events, or red, Bad Events section of card. Finally, place the event card on the discard pile. So by surviving that stuff, once that's reshuffled, that stuff becomes good.
So is there one discard pile or 2 separate
There's
ones?
one discard pile. And once we finish this, the discard pile is shuffled and put back to this. So killing things and enduring events is good because it puts it in the loot pile, basically.
Gotcha.
If the revealed card is a threat, and in this case they pick the Swift Wolverine. In Soviet Russia, Wolverine swifts you. You must place the threat card face up on table in threat area. Then choose one player who has not gone yet this round to take the threat CV as damage to their health points. If all players are exhausted, you may choose any player other than yourself. So there's
You
the
can't,
last one.
sacrifice yourself, man.
If you want to sacrifice yourself, go last. Phase 5, exhaust character card. Turn your character card sideways to indicate your turn is complete. Tap that baby. If all characters are exhausted, proceed to end of round before continuing. If a threat was drawn, the player who took its attack goes next. Otherwise, the active player chooses an exhausted player to go next. Example turn. It's Survivalist Dana's turn. There are 2 threats in play, and the top card of Expedition deck is Bad Event. It's tough time for scientists. Phase 1. Survivalist Dana first draws 2 cards from Outpost deck. She adds card with CV3 to her hand and places the other in supply. It's in Ice Axe, and she has plans for it. Phase 2. She has 2 good attack cards in her hand, so Survivalist Dana would love to take a whack at Siberian Moose. But no squirrel.
No squirrel.
Since it can only be defeated with an Ice Axe, she decides that the rough-legged buzzard can't be allowed to scavenge the outpost supplies. Basically, the buzzard was in play already, apparently. She plays both cards from her hand on buzzard, which makes a total CV of 5, which is more than buzzard health of 4. Tracker Tanaka is in pretty bad shape, So survivalist Dana uses kit of first aid and supply to give him back 1 health. The first aid kit goes into discard pile. Then she uses ice axe. She added to supply in phase 1 on buzzard, which defeats it. The ice axe, the buzzard, and both attack cards go into discard pile. Phase 4. Now survivalist Dana has to face the bad event in the expedition deck. Frozen solid. First she has to discard 1 water from supply. But there's no water. That means she has to choose a player to lose 1 health point. Since survivalist Dana has the most, she takes it herself.
I thought you said you couldn't take this out.
No, that's for when a threat attacks. This is a event card. Event cards, you can just pick anybody. She also has to discard an ice axe from the supply, but she already used only ice axe in phase 3. She discards top card of outpost deck instead. Yeah, it says that here. Discard 1 ice axe from it's on the actual frozen solid event. It says it in the card. Phase 5. Now that survivalist Dana has completed her turn, she turns her character card sideways to indicate that it is exhausted. Since the expedition card she drew was bad and not a threat, Dana will choose an unexhausted character to be next active player. The end of round. After all players have taken their turns and exhausted their characters. All threats in threat area take effect. You must follow the instructions on each threat's ability text, 1 at a time. Oof, this is an SOL picture here. Example, it's late in game. Things are looking grim. There are 3 threats in play. Unfortunately, tiger and Siberian moose are happy to lurk out in darkness. They don't affect players at end of round. But raging bear is hungry, like Russian bear.
So now we have a moose, a Siberian tiger, and a bear?
The players must discard 1 food and water from the supply, or else 1 player must lose a health point. That's the thing. End of game. The game can end in 1 of 2 ways. If the last card in the expedition deck is drawn and successfully endured, the storm lifts enough that the rescue helicopter can land near outpost and escape be the scientist. The players win. The outpost falls. If any player is reduced to 0 health points at any time, or if there are 5 threats in play at end of any turn, the scientists succumb to hazards of Siberian tundra. Players lose. Suggestion. Once you win the game, why not try a harder difficult level?
Well, let's see if we win the game.
Yeah.
As many people online have said, it's very, very difficult.
Woohoo! Just can I hand you my discard plates, please?
The discard plate pile.
Well, it's easier for him to get up than it is for me to get up.
So, I don't know about you, Jaaz, but since we have 4 hit points, we should probably be going later in the turn.
I feel that is accurate.
Why you hide the bread? I haven't had any yet. Help me. No, help. Cooperative.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Okay, so which one are you 2 low on hit points geniuses? Because we're all geniuses.
I am the lowest, so
You should go firsty
I'll go
first.
first. I also get sneak peeks at the expedition.
That's very
that
good.
you might want to have good events happen for us first.
All right. So first, she draws 2 cards.
Yep. Draw 2 from the outpost. 1 goes into your hand.
It's the yellow text that you read.
Mm-hmm. And 1 goes into the group supply that we can all tap from.
Okay, so do we want food or ice axe?
Ice axe. We're having
So if I keep 1, It's just in my hand, but the other one I put down for you guys to use.
Yeah, you might want to
I'm going to put the ice axe down.
Because the ice axe is used to coup de grace people.
Yes.
Right.
And it's, 2 ice axe. Okay, so then next is...
Well, do you want... When does it say to use your power?
At the start of my turn. So I'm going to go and take a peek-see at the first 3 cards. Now, is it the blue one or the yellow one that I get?
You're going to be looking... Well, you're looking for blue. We want blue to happen.
Okay.
Blue is better than red, as you can probably see when you read those cards.
Yeah, I'm going to put this one on top.
Okay. So you have nothing to really attack. So we would move on to use equipment if you want to use any equipment.
Not yet.
Okay. So then we endure expedition card. So pull whatever you put on top.
Yay! The good of all! This card move this directly to the supply.
If we pay 1 food, do we have a food?
I have 2 food. Or a food.
Okay, so would you like to pay a food so we get that? What does it do? Add this card to the supply. Oh, it's a food. Pay 1 food. What does it give?
I don't know.
Flip it over if you could. There you go. Required for survival.
So you pay 1 food to get food?
Apparently.
Because the other cards were bad. That was the only good one.
What does it say on the other side?
It's just 1 food. So you're basically paying 1 food to get 1 food.
It's just
No,
it's
no,
just the
I think we
price
just
of
get a
admission.
food.
No, you have to pay 1 food.
But then...
Basically what it's
friggin'
saying is
point?
you're not losing anything, but nothing bad's happening.
Okay, so
But we
then
still
that
have to
means I
eat.
gotta discard this one. Or
Yep.
is this 2 food?
That's a discard.
This is 2.
Yes.
That just
But you
means
can only use up to 2 food. You can't hoard half of a card. So yes, you're kind of getting diminishing returns, but that's okay.
But at least we're not...
yes.
Yep. So
The
you
other
know
2
that-
are not good. Just as an FYI.
How about we put the cards this way? So that's up.
Okay.
Okay. So you endured the expedition card. Now exhaust your card. Your character. Who would like to go next?
Ice Climber Anani.
Sure.
So
So 2
first
from
2 of
the-
those.
Outpost.
1 goes to the general fund. The other stays in your private hoard. Stockpiler. Oh. Are you kidding? Between this game and Unknown, I want my survivalist friends to play it.
Just
I don't know.
just because not everybody's going to have my ability. Flare.
Flare's really cool because you can basically undo a monster's thing. You're waving the flare in its face, so it's not affecting the group.
That's handy.
Alright, I don't feel like using a item in my hand.
Let's see what Kelly put next in the deck.
It is
I
missing
thought I had
flamethrower.
mushrooms.
Discard 1 flamethrower, 1 food, or 1 water from the supply if possible. Otherwise, discard the top card of the outpost deck.
So we'll lose that 1 food.
Well, I've got a water.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I mean, I have abilities that I can ignore threats, so maybe I should stock up on cards.
Yeah,
So let's
I
go
mean,
ahead and get-
let's use the community food. Okay, now exhaust... that was the Endure Expedition.
Yes.
Now, which ladies first?
Technically, that would be you.
I know, survivalist Dana. So, I'll put this down, put a little lid on it so we have the little chart ready. Ooh. Gotta remember what. Ooh. I will. We already have an ice axe in play, so I will put the 3 water for the community. Okay, so.
Oh, it doesn't mean it's 3 water. That's a water card, and that's for the threat value.
Mm-hmm. So, the combat value.
Combat value, yes.
So, I'm not going to use my ability because I can use. By the way, for me, I can use 1 card from my hand and treat it as if I used a flamethrower from the supply.
Nice.
So, We don't need to worry about flamethrowers because apparently survivalist Dana likes to burn shit.
She does.
It's a life skill. Let's see what Kellie put at the bottom of the deck.
I only had 3.
In Soviet Russia, Outpost Siberia endures infected explorer. At end of each round while this threat is in play, the last player to take turn must discard 1 card or take 1 hit point.
Sorry.
And he's nasty looking.
Oh, God.
He takes... Ooh. He does 1 damage, but takes 5 hit points to take out.
Alright, so we have to build up some damage.
That's why I put him
Well, we
last of the 3.
But on the
We
plus-
can use him.
On the plus side, he does not require a coup de grace weapon.
Oh.
Just 5 points of damage will kill him.
Yeah.
The ones that require a
hopefully
flamethrower
build
or
up.
pickaxe will say it on their card that you have to use this.
Yeah.
So where should we put the threats? Over here?
Sure.
To threaten the bread?
Have it set me down.
I put him last,
Okay.
so hopefully we can
So-
get more stuff before.
Okay, so at the end of the round, if we can't kill this guy, the last player discards a card, or basically he steals shit. He's evil bastard.
Okay.
It's your
It's one of the
Exhaust
guys.
your card.
It's one of the guys we didn't pick.
Mm-hmm. Would you grab me a birdseed?
Well, come on.
After you're peeing your hair. She has good choices. I can see from her stern Russian composure. She is strong like ice.
Only one piece left.
Oh, that's perfect. In Siberian Outpost, you leave flamethrower for friends.
Yes. So, then I...
Now,
Useless. Discard the top card of the outpost deck.
no, wait. Before you drew that, you could use equipment to attack him.
Oh.
Attack him.
In theory, you could probably burn the ice axe and the flamethrower, right?
Yeah, and then that would kill it.
Do we want to do that?
Because it will save you
Well,
a hit
because
point.
otherwise you're going to lose hit
Alright,
points.
let's do it.
So, for to defeat threat that has had its life reduced to 0. So, 5 points.
It reduces to 0.
Mm-hmm.
These get discarded, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They'll come back later for us.
But
So-
in a positive way.
Useless. Discard the top card of the outpost deck.
I hate when flare is useless.
Ditto. Alright. Now I'm exhausted.
Alright, so that means
There is no
the
threat.
round is completed, so
Mhm.
we're all
Mm-hmm.
back.
No
So
exhaust, there's no threat, so we get to choose who goes first.
I'll go first, if you guys want, since I have the
Mhm.
lowest hit points.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to first
Especially
use my...
since you can look through the deck.
Yeah, just the top 3 cards.
That's actually really handy
And I
letting you
can
go
shuffle
first.
them.
Yep.
It really helps.
Okay, so...
It'll define who gets what.
Then it becomes a surprise in the last round.
Yay!
Yay! In Siberian Outpost, surprise on you. In Soviet
I thought
Russia,
the blue ones were supposed to be good.
They're
for
not
the most
bad.
part,
Well, they're not terrible.
they're either passé or good.
Actually,
They're creatures.
Well, are you looking at a blue card or a threat card?
What? I get to pick.
Both of those are threat cards.
All 3 of them are.
They're black. They're not blue.
That was the
Remember, blue cards look like that.
Ah,
Yeah. I think we're in
they
trouble.
all suck. I'm sorry, guys.
At least we have a flare in play.
yay!
And we have me, and I'll have a second card.
Mm-hmm.
And you have flamethrower.
So, well, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and put one of the creatures first, because we can kill it with a flare. Otherwise, we lose our flare.
Well, you can't really kill it with a flare. You
Okay,
choose
so-
one threat in play. The effects of that threat are ignored for the rest of this round. That's what the flare does.
Unless you're talking about combat value.
Combat
Mhm.
value.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll draw some weapons.
Okay, well then, should I just put them in some flare first then? I mean, what would be the appropriate appropriate strategy for this type of thing.
So I'd say flare first, and then we'll deal with the other
No, it's
cards.
missing flare.
We lose a
Oh.
flare and play.
Yeah, see, there's
But that
two
lasts.
creatures. Yeah, and see, that's what I was thinking. And there's two creatures, but with, I'm going to put the lower level one first. No, I should probably put the higher level one first because we have a greater chance of beating it first.
Put the lower level one first.
Yeah.
You just flash that card with a creature of 8 hit points.
I know.
You don't have enough to hurt that creature.
It's,
Yeah.
Yet.
ugh.
So draw
Okay.
two cards from Outpost and get your gear into gear.
Alrighty.
In Soviet Russia, gear saves ass.
Flamethrower. I'm giving the flamethrower up to the group because we're going to need it.
Okay.
And I'm keeping the flare. So then that means I have to pull the thing now, right?
Mm-hmm. Bring
So-
threat into play.
Which means this is a flying snow squirrel. Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
We
At the
found
end-
squirrel.
Yes, squirrel. No moose, we got squirrel.
Most is later.
At the end of each round while this threat is in play, discard the top card from the Outpost deck. It is a 1, but it has a 3 health. So we're putting all the threats here, right? So, now I can...
Now it's set at the end of its turn, right?
The end of the round.
At the end of each round.
Okay, good. So at the
Okay.
very end of this whole round. That's
So now
important.
I can play
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to play my flare
Okay.
on this because it gets rid of the...
It negates its
It
ability.
negates its ability and gives it 2 hit points. It takes 2 points off them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all it needs is 1 more.
So you
So do I play it on top of it?
we
or-
put it underneath so you can see the damage. So you put flare in flying squirrel face.
Yes.
Yes.
And that means I am exhausted.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
exhausting.
It is hard work going after squirrels.
They move so fast.
And it only needs 1 point of damage more before I can flamethrower it.
So then, Jaaz, I think you should go next.
Reduce.
Oh, excuse me. I'm Anani.
As Glenmaranani.
Ice Climber or not? Yes.
Hey, nani.
Just call me. Alright,
Not
so.
that deck, that deck.
Unless you have cool power to use in advance.
I don't. Well, let's see.
What great thing do you contribute to the group?
Very nice when having hot flesh.
Yes.
One should not warm up ice cold Russian vodka.
It's like, I am flamethrower right now.
Give her to Squirrel. She's seen squirrel hair.
I will crush the squirrel.
So you said the harder thing is next?
Like ridiculously
it's
hard.
8.
We only have 6 on the table.
It may take us
Yeah.
a little while to kill the next one.
So that's 8.
Mmm. Very nice. You can choose to either heal or
That was
harm.
most refreshing.
You can hit with first aid kit or heal with it.
Yes.
Sweetheart, your phone's on the floor, just to let you know. I don't want you to step on it.
Monsieur Gateau must have.
Probably.
Okay. So use equipment before the threat or after? After.
Da. Tap of. Before drawing threat.
Oh.
No, I thought you could use it after.
No, you draw, then you use equipment, then you do the discard. This is the end of your turn.
So if you have like water or a first aid kit or something that can make you feel better, you need to use it before you pull the threat.
Yeah.
If you have
Then I think I did that wrong.
No, you did it right.
no,
No,
that was
because I
a
pulled-
You drew the threat at the end.
that was a
Yeah,
weapon.
but then I used...
That was a weapon
Oh, okay.
that you attacked with.
So
It's different.
I think what I'm going to do then is use equipment to attack the bat
Reducing back to 0, so coup de
Well,
grace.
a flying squirrel, yes.
2 flying squirrels.
So they're all going to discard, right?
So we still need a weapon for it.
We still need to either ice axe it or flamethrow it.
Oh,
But it's currently neutralized. So I think with you can discard anything. We'll send you after it next.
Or use ice axe.
Or use ice axe. But we're also going to need to throw pretty much everything here at the next
at
thing.
the
Da.
So,
it's
that's
good
what
for
I'm
me
going to
go
do.
first.
And then I'm going to draw it.
In threat, you draw me.
Wait, you have an ice axe? Huh.
And I can discard this card to be a flamethrower if I needed to.
Okay. In that case,
The
maybe
best
instead-
use is me ice axing that.
the best use instead then would be to apply this for damage,
And then that
and
gets
then
it off
use
automatically.
the ice axe.
But wouldn't this automatically kill it because it's over the points necessary?
You can't coup de
Still need a
grace.
weapon.
You need an ice axe or a flamethrower to coup de grace them.
But then wouldn't you be wasting an extra point?
Oh, yeah.
Required to defeat a threat that has had its life reduced to 0.
Okay, well then,
Yeah, so that way
Let's
you've got
get
an
it out of
ice
the way
axe for
and-
coup de
yes.
grace purposes.
Okay, so this removes all of that.
puts it into
So
the
you
discard.
coup de grace.
Yes.
You throw water in its face and then hit it with the ice axe while it's stunned.
Yes. Well, because the water turns to ice.
Because water,
And
not
the spirit
vodka.
of brain.
Well, I should do.
So, we're not...
Oh, it's an axe made of ice. I get it now.
In Soviet Russia, axe made of ice, not ice axe.
What I drew for the threat is rabid Siberian lynx. You cannot use cards with CV3 or CV1 to attack this threat.
Oh dear.
It does 1 point of damage, but
Forgot
takes
about
8
that.
to kill.
So, but we can put some damage on it.
Yes,
Yeah,
but none of the threes or the...
I agree.
This is sound Siberian lynx makes when attacking. Would you like to go first, or shall I?
You can flamethrower it at the end.
At the end, yeah.
So maybe I should go first.
Da.
Alright.
And look for tools. We need tools. We have 4 points in tools in play already. He's good.
So,
Dodgy bastard.
alright. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I will put that out there.
Give food to people.
And okay. So
You remember, you can play these if you want to use these.
so I could
So you could put both of these on it, doing 4 points of damage.
alright, let's do that.
So you could use first aid kit to brain links and flamethrower to singe links. So links has half life. And we
Alright.
can hope I draw 2 twos.
And if I
If not, I'm taking a point of damage.
okay.
Or we could always shove the flare in his face. If
We
need be.
can't.
Why can't we? We have a flare.
Cannot use cards with CV3 or CV1.
To attack.
Only 2s count for it.
To attack. No, we
To
can...
attack.
Oh, to attack.
We're using the effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright. Unless you want me to use the effect of the flare.
No. I'll use it as a standby just in case.
Discard missing flare. Discard 1 flare, 1 food, or 1 water,
Or one water.
from the supply if possible. I will discard
Yeah,
1
with
We,
water.
we
Yeah,
shall
with food.
starve until Lynx becomes meat.
That's right.
And squirrel.
And squirrel.
And squirrel. Squirrel is meat now.
This pile of outposts becomes very small. And
It will
very,
become very large.
very unlucky. So,
What? There's a flamethrower. Oh, you can't use
flamethrower 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured give the group the chance to use a flamethrower since. So, Unfortunately, I can do no harm to Lynx. I have a pet cat once. So Lynx, after I exhaust, will scratch my nose for a while.
Did you want to use the flare to...
Oh, you're right. We will use the flare to undo its ability. So what does the flare do?
The flare... Choose one threat and play. The effect of that threat are ignored for the rest of the round.
Wait a minute. If the effects of that threat are ignored for the rest of the round, the effect of the threat is that it can't be attacked by one of threes.
You could have killed it then.
No. The way the rules say, it's that the threat itself, this whole thing, is ignored. So basically you go with the flare and it goes out into the darkness.
But you still need the
to hurt it,
twos
you still
or
need
fours
to harm it.
harm it.
It's just that he's out of play right now, which means we can't harm him or, hurt him.
And he can't hurt us.
Which is good. I exhaust, and then...
Oh, did I exhaust?
Yes, you did.
Well, so we
and
start
then
over.
we are prepared for the inevitable survival, because we will survive.
Indeed.
So
Want to go
it's
first
my
again?
turn? Yeah. I will go first, and I'm going to take a peek at
See
the
what
top
horrible
3
crap.
cards.
Good
Stack
choices.
deck effectively.
That was, I mean,
I think that was an effective stack.
We might
Okay.
need more alcohol.
So, well, crikey.
Yeah.
We have Moose.
Oh, yeah.
We have Wolverine.
Oh. But the
Pay
hardest...
one food, and we can get good for the good of all, which would give us first aid kit.
Eventually.
I think we should put that on the top.
Yes. And then we have a 6 creature and a 4 creature, so I'm going to put that second.
Six at the bottom. Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. All right. Now,
Let's
that
hope
means
you get good loot.
I-
You may need
There's
to
only one
reshuffle.
card,
So we
so
need to
we-
shuffle discard pile for you to get second card.
yes, 'cause this is first aid kit.
Ooh, and it's a 2. Reshuffle.
All right. Okay. Oh, we're going for the flame. Oh, it's a 3.
Well, we
Still,
still have
I'm going to
plenty of
give the
threats out
3.
there.
I will keep the first aid kit, but I'm going to put the flamethrower into the pot for everyone to use because the next creature coming up is a 4.
Mhm.
So that means now I choose the.
You can put some damage on this guy.
I can't.
You don't have any twos.
I have a first aid kit, but that only recovers health.
Okay.
Well, no, it can still be used for the combat value in there for left.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have a 2.
Yeah.
So I will use that.
There you go.
So that means we're at 6.
Just need one more
So-
2.
But now I have to pull.
Mm-hmm.
Threat.
Okay. Now the thing is, we have to pay a first aid kit in order to keep the pay for good for all.
What do we have to
We don't
discard?
have. Add this card directly to this. But it's pay 1 food.
Pay 1 food? We don't have a food out there?
No.
I have food in my hand. Can I pay that?
Only
another-
on her turn. So if it's for you, it's either from community chest or your
So if there's no community chest,
The
that can pay
discard
that,
pile.
it has to go to discard pile.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't hurt us and it doesn't help us.
Great.
And we're baby.
Sorry, much apologies. Chaotic gases may have fallen me from my survival.
So
Yes,
we're at
they
6
did, my
for this.
goodness.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
my
apologize.
God.
Do you need more vodka?
Yes, vodka and lemonade, please. And ice.
Just one shot?
Yes, please. And ice. I will go get a fan. Would you like a fan?
I would love a fan. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow, Jen!
Baby Tesla.
Whoa! Holy fuck.
Oh my God.
That's right. Like your stuff doesn't stink.
The
You
shot glass
burn-
is on the stove. Well, it
You
wasn't.
burned the squirrel. Burnt squirrel hair stink.
Yes, but none of them took the feat for an AoE burst.
Now you know why survivalist Dana can create flamethrower.
Oh my god.
I apologize
Oh,
for my
yeah.
husband.
That's good. That's good.
I honestly didn't think it was going to follow, but apparently it claimed like Cthulhu gas.
Yes.
Hey, just be glad that you only got the glancing blow, not the opening salvo.
That will hopefully dissipate the noxious fumes.
Blow it away.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse over here.
Yes. Why do you
Somebody
think my
lost a
eyes-
dice.
This looks like Jim's set.
Yeah. I was just on the floor over here, so I'm guessing Jim's. Okay.
So then, technically, I'm done. So, because I
Don't
can't.
forget to exhaust yourself.
So then, Jaaz, if you would like to go.
Okay.
Because I can't attack this guy any farther.
Or can I?
Hopefully you'll have something that will work. Because we have a 4 coming up.
In Siberian Outpost, you need more vodka.
Yes. Thank you.
So he's not going to attack anyone, or was that last round?
That was last
that was
round.
last round. So
Okay.
Woo. You made that stronger, sir.
A little spilled out of the shot blast into the cup.
So
See that?
we're gonna need a weapon.
yeah,
A
because we
weapon
can't
that
use
does
any of
2
those.
points of damage.
Well,
And then I
right, but
will
we're gonna
punch
need
it.
another weapon out there anyway.
Uh-huh.
So put that out there. So I don't think I can use this. Unless
you hand
I
me
could
one
just
of the zero,
move it
the waters?
around.
Vitamin water 0 and vodka. Cannot go wrong. Aki berry. You can taste.
No, I have to start drinking water.
I think I'm gonna use the flare for effect to remove him from affecting us at the end of the round.
That's vile.
He's good.
It's vile.
You have no sense of taste of alcohol. So you
he's
use
at least
flare to immobilize him.
can't. You made that really
Siberian
strong.
moose? That is way more grotesque than a moose is.
Siberian moose.
But
It's Cthulhu Siberian moose.
that's
it's
better.
a moose that screams in the night.
It's Chernobyl moose.
Yes.
It's Chernobyl.
It's Chernobyl.
Chernobyl moose.
Must use an ice axe to defeat this threat.
In Soviet Russia, Chernobyl people
Well, there
heels
you go.
have eyes.
Alright, and I'm...
Well, you can put flamethrower on it.
Oh?
For 3 damage.
No, my drawing the threat is after
Oh,
attacking threat.
sorry.
Da, da.
I missed that part. Today. This round. It's you or me?
You or me. Do you have something that does 2 points damage?
I do not.
May you draw something that does 2 points
No,
damage?
that does hope.
Da, comrade. Da.
Okay. Hey now.
Hey now.
Ice axe for 2 points of damage.
Oh.
That's good.
Hello, Kate.
Siberian lynx
So
comes
now,
back.
if she played it into the center, can she then play it on top of the creature beforehand?
Da.
So you could.
Yep.
Drop that on that.
Yep.
And use any other card. God bless you. On any other creature. What does moose do?
So you can flamethrower it and kill it.
Well, no, it's flamethrower does 1 damage. You have to take it
Yeah,
to
but I
0.
thought it's already at 0.
Oh, yeah. She could do that.
It's at 0 now.
It's dead.
So it's dead.
It's dead, Jim.
Careful. We have a cake coming through.
Our own Siberian lynx. And then
Our
I
own
can
Siberian
put 3 damage on this
Ew.
guy, right?
Mhm.
Thank you, Pooh.
Then you flamethrower Siberian moose, which looks horrific. Looks like a baboon with spinals.
To defeat this threat, flamethrower. You must use an ice axe to defeat this threat. Flamethrower has no effect. That means that the flamethrower can't coup de grace, right?
It can't coup de grace, but it can do
But
damage.
it can.
Okay.
It can
Now,
damage it.
this
we
can...
We can apply the rest of this
Or
for damage or weight.
do you have something in your hand that does 1 point
The
of
next
damage?
one coming up is 6.
I
So
do.
this is-
And you put that there, then you could use
Coup
the
de
ice
grace.
axe because you're the expedition, lead.
Boom!
Who's all about massacring things with your dual-wielding ice axes and flamethrowers. And...
Just call me expedition lead Hana.
Because the next one is the
Well, what's your
Swift
ability, by
Rain.
the way?
You may discard any one card from your hand and treat it as if you used water from the supply.
Oh, interesting.
Threat time.
Swift Wolverine.
Swift Wolverine.
It's almost like she
You
knew.
can only use cards
I'm
with
psychic.
CV1 to attack this threat.
Oh,
Interesting.
Alright, well then.
And it's 6. Oh, that's going to take friggin' forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're exhausted.
And what does it do? It does 1 damage. I'm exhausted.
So... And I can only do 1, huh?
Mhm.
So I'll keep the food and put the ice axe out there for you guys. And I'm going to use my ice axe of 1 and my water of 1 to at least hurt the little bastard before it claws my eyes out.
My OCD system.
Yeah, I'm like...
Okay.
Life is good now.
And then I will be exhausted.
And you take 1 damage.
And I will
Well,
take 1
actually,
damage from the cat.
You have to draw a threat on your turn.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's-
and
you're
then you
right.
resolve the
Yeah,
threat.
now this one I don't know.
It's a mystery. Ugh. Kamchatka Brown Bear. Cannot use any cards with CV3 to attack this threat.
What the hell?
It only does 1 point of damage, but takes 9 to take out. Soviet mutant bear bears you.
Yes.
And now I will take.
So that's the round, and that means we take 2 points of damage.
Means I take 2 points of damage. I am a survivalist. I survived the monsters of the dark.
Okay, so now that you two have 2 hit points, you're going to go first.
No,
You're
last.
I go last.
I'm going first.
The strongest person should you go last because that's the one that'll have to bear it all.
I'm going to go...
Yes, but you now have 2 hit points, not 4.
Mhm.
That's why I have to go
That's
last.
why she goes last because she has 4.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I'm going to go first so I can see the cards.
Go for
Yes. Alright, unexhaust yourselves.
Unexhaust.
Oh, man.
This is
come
game of
on.
survival. Use
We're all going to fucking die.
Well,
Okay.
is game of
Yeah,
survival.
Probably.
yeah.
We have another 8 creature. But you have to... The only thing is you have to use a flamethrower on it to defeat the... Ice Axe has no effect.
So it's a flamethrower
we
to
have a
coup de
gray
grace.
wolf. At the end of each round while the threat is in play, use a hit point, and that's a 7. And then we have a Baikal seal, which is a 2 creature. At the end of each round while this threat is in play, you must discard 1 water from the supply if possible. Otherwise, player loses a hit point.
Well, we do have a water, and we can club a seal easy.
So I'm going to go ahead and put it in order of the most dangerous being last.
Good plan.
So the first thing up is going to be the seal, the 2. And so at least that one's pretty much straightforward, and we can kill it with anything.
Okay.
Yay!
Let's hope you get some great cards.
The hell is a seal doing harassing us while there's a fucking bear right there?
The seal's just trying to get away from bear. It doesn't want to be bear food.
They all want to eat
Okay.
people.
Great, I've got food.
You are
So-
food in Siberian outposts.
Well, since this one only takes 1s,
no, isn't it
No,
the
2s or
Wolverine that
1s.
can only take 1s?
Which is the one?
You can't.
Only ones and twos.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play the 1 food because that way
group?
we can use for the group, and then I will keep the 2 food. I'm going to go ahead and
Well,
play
there
it
you can
on
play
the,
both.
I'm going to play this one on the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't play it on the wolf, and that one can be used for somebody else. So,
So what is the bear's power?
you cannot use cards with CD3 to attack this card.
Okay, so
So
ones
only
and twos.
1 and 2.
So all our threes are pretty much out of play.
Yeah. So there, and then that one you can only use once.
There's a 1 there. You want to use it?
Exactly. So, can I play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, we can all draw from the supply. So you've taken the Wolverine to half life.
Yes, and barely with that one. So, then the
Barely
only
a
thing.
scratch.
So now it's a seal. Club it.
Loves a sin.
Loves a seal.
It's the very least I can take the seal out on my turn. I can 2 and torch.
You should go.
Because you're actually lower than him now.
So I will draw 2 cards, and we shall see what we get.
Because the next 2 ones are coming up are even.
This is very, very dangerous. So we shall put the flares on for the community, and I will use it either way. I will do 2 points to the baby seal, and I shall feed the food to my flamethrower, and I will flamethrower the seal that is 0.
Yay! Dead
Yay.
seal!
Survivalist Dana has barbecued a seal. Don't judge.
I will not judge.
Now, I will save the flare for you to use on one of those if you must.
Okay.
And I am
Why
exhausted.
can't you put it on there?
Because she may want it for the card I am picking up now. The Grey Wolf. Looks more like a gremlin. At the end of each round, while this threat is in play, a player loses 1 hit point.
You're going to die.
And this is easy. You may wish to flare one of the 2.
Yeah, because we have a 6, a 5, and a 7 now.
But,
It's your turn.
but, the wolf has no protection from the attacks here. I turned French all of a sudden. There is enough damage to take the if you have a pickaxe. Or if you
Anyone
have,
should be turning French, just belle. Quite magnifique.
in Soviet Russia, your French turns Napoleon. And we know what happens there.
Oh, no.
In Soviet Russia, the French know winter is coming. We have not much of stockpile, I notice.
No.
But we have vodka, and
We
that's
have
what's
vodka.
important.
Play the... Yeah.
Because you can put that one on the
You can
wolf.
put both of them on the
Wolverine.
Wolverine. But now I have to take out the Wolverine.
Right.
So it would be
But
5.
the Grey Wolf could be taken out.
You can play.
So I could just play the whole shebang, right?
You get rid of the wolf. Oh.
Except I would need the pickaxe to take out the wolf.
If you just put the damage down, maybe I'll be able to kill something.
Well, you may want to save the pickaxe for the coup de grace.
Leave the pickaxe. I'll
Because
deal
she can drop
with
2 points of damage on her turn.
Okay, so we'll leave that in the supply.
Yeah, so-
This is ready to drop.
it. Okay.
So you
Half
did
an hour.
7 points to the Grey Wolf,
Yep.
and don't forget to flip the threat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring
Flip
it!
a bitch. Cause fucking bitch.
I know, I told you.
Who shuffled that deck?
Well, you didn't see this one. Oh, yeah, you
Yeah, I
did.
did.
Oh god, what did you say?
It's like an 8.1.
Oh my
Must
god.
use a flamethrower to defeat it, but it doesn't have any other restrictions.
Hey, that's good. It's
Fucking
like
Siberian tiger.
Siberian frenzied tiger.
Frenzied Siberian
In
tiger.
Siberian Outpost, tiger frenzies you.
Tiger
You
fences
want
you
to-
no matter where you live. I mean,
You
really.
want to be friends? So you can automatically take out the Grey Wolf, what we got. If you can drop 2, oh, the flare! The flare is good.
Alright, so.
Okay,
I'm
this
good.
is ready to drop. That still needs
2 points put on it.
This one's gonna die.
Yay! Because you're going to need that deck.
I'll start shuffling.
Hopefully a first aid kit will come up soon.
Great. So this one is still needs
It
damage.
needs 2 points of damage. 2
But-
ones.
2 ones.
So you have one more one. And there is a flare to ignore one of them completely.
Okay.
So whichever one can do the most hurt, you want to ignore.
So
What's the frenzy tiger do?
you put
They're all doing the same amount.
3 on this one. And I'm going to play a
Look at our leader dropping cards like crazy. I love
That's
the
it.
law.
flare on him.
Okay, so he's not doing anything this round. I like that. That's good.
Now, should I drop 2 damage or flare?
I would do flare, because that way you're only taking 1 point of damage. So basically, you're busting out 2 flares going... dual-wielding flares after all this instead of throwing your pickaxe through the darkness.
Boom.
She's vicious.
Yay! We lived!
So you will only take 1 point of damage.
Yes.
Oddly enough, I like this little
Wait,
bead better.
isn't it choose somebody to take a damage?
Yeah, but she has the most
I
hit
choose
points.
myself.
Okay.
I choose myself.
I do like the bead better than the wood plug. The bead is smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
There.
Cake has
That
not,
one has
you
been-
know.
Lost it yet.
Right. Alright!
Alright, so we all unexhaust. It has been a very difficult...
Doesn't she draw a threat?
She
Oh.
did. She drew the
No,
Siberian.
she
No, I
didn't.
drew the Siberian
Oh.
tiger.
Fuck. And this is
Oh.
the one.
Oh!
I don't know.
Aimer Hedgehog. All players draw only 1 card on their turn while this threat is in play.
And you'll take
Are
whatever
you
damage it does.
friggin-
So you took 2 points. Damn it. We're all at 2.
I'm not a 2.
Guess
I'll
who's
go last.
going last?
Well, let's hope for some first aid kits.
Yay! Alright.
So
Okay,
this is what
you should go first.
I'm gonna
But
take
we
a look
only
and see,
Just think
well,
about-
oh,
What?
she's,
because
You want
we
us to
have
move
yet to
forward?
get anything friggin' good.
there's got to be there's more blues than blacks in that. I mean,
That's
more
bull
blues than
fucky.
red. No, the black threat cards. There's an equal amount of those.
Yeah,
So it's
because
50-50
we've got-
if it's
oh
an
my
encounter.
Fucking
Oh dear, we're gonna die.
Apparently, she's seen the future, and the future's bleak.
okay, guys, this is rough.
Because remember, if at the end of the turn there's 5 monsters, we also lose.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're gonna need
Um,
to start chopping some numbers down.
Well, I
We're
did
on our
my
way
best.
to-
Okay.
Did my
Well,
best.
on the plus side, the one I'm gonna play first is gonna give us all the hit point back.
Oh,
Okay.
can we
If
afford to buy
can
that
afford
one? If
food.
If you,
We
in
don't
other
have
words,
any
if
food.
you draw food,
We
hopefully
don't.
you can draw food.
Yeah, if we can. Okay. But the really big problem is the next creature will be a thawed out mammoth, which you must use a flamethrower and an ice axe to defeat the threat. It's 9. But the really big problem, the next one is a Yeti. Yeah. We collectively wiped the frost from our eyelashes. Surely no one will believe this if we live to tell it. Because it's 13 fucking points to kill it. To get it to 0.
What's its
No,
ability?
that's it. That's not, there's no
It doesn't have any ability.
anything. You can just throw anything at it.
You'd think so. if
Because
it's a
nobody's gonna fucking believe us.
Yes.
So, FYI. Alright.
So, others, we need to start
We
cleaning the field
We
here.
need some freaking help here.
We need some great things to come up.
Huh. Oh, shit. I can only take 1 card.
You can only take 1 card.
If it's a flare, cancel out this
It
guy.
is a flamethrower.
Okay.
Is it a 1?
It is a 1.
Then put it on that cat.
Or can't she kill one of the things? What can you do to
Oh,
kill
no.
this?
I can kill.
This is in the discard pile.
As is this.
Put it on this guy because that will zero him out.
Isn't he 0?
No, he needs
he's
one
at
more
1.
point, and he can only be hit by once.
Okay.
So put it on him, and we can at least take one threat out.
Okay,
This guy's only
that
at 2. Yeah.
is-
That's
The
going to hinder
hedgehog-
us quite a bit.
Take out the hedgehog.
because the hedgehog is going to restrict us to 1 fucking card.
And that's
Mhm.
really going to kill us.
Yeah.
In all
so, I mean, either way, we're gonna die
It's
soon.
going to resource block us.
because we're unless we can get more cards, we're totally fucked in the next round.
So you want me to go next? Because that way I can
Yeah.
throw him if need be?
So unfortunately,
Oh, good. That's a good thing.
no, it's not. You have
It's
to-
a nothing. It's a wipe.
We are neither hindered
yeah.
nor helped.
That's a good thing. A lack of anything. So I'll go next because I'll draw 1 card.
Mm.
Oh, first aid kit. 1 person can get 1 hit point back.
I'm at full.
You should probably buff yourself up.
Or buff you.
Either way.
Or it's 2
you
points
have
of damage.
more hit point. Oh no, you both with the same.
Yeah.
You can take out the hedgehog completely, or you can take out the
No, we could
wolf.
0 it out.
No, you can't take out the wolf.
The wolf. 'Cause you're-
Well, I mean, if it wouldn't it, okay,
you
so
can go over. That's
it's 2. So wouldn't
Yeah.
that bring it down to -1?
Yes, but you still need a weapon
you still
to kill
need
it.
a
Oh.
ice pick or a flamethrower to finish it off.
I think you should heal somebody.
Okay,
Yes,
I will
somebody.
go ahead and heal you to full because we need somebody at full 4. Okay, so
You have to pull. No, baby, you're not done.
yeah, I know.
Trust me, this isn't going to be pretty.
The thought out mammoth.
If we can't
You must
kill
use
one
a
of these,
flamethrower and an ice pick to defeat this threat.
if we
We're
can't
gonna need
kill
to
one
kill
of these
2 of
right
these.
now,
Yeah, because remember,
Well,
there's
At
more
the end of the
threats
round.
coming,
Yeah,
baby. There's
exactly.
more threats coming.
can't kill it right now though.
Yeah.
Alright,
So-
Jaaz. Try and kill something.
There's no way to win this game this year.
You may discard any 2 cards you need to kill someone's attack.
Oh,
only
could
have
it be
one
a...
card. He only has 1 card.
Yeah. Right now, because we did such a great roll of burning through cards.
I was not expecting the hedgehog.
Yeah,
Wow.
the hedgehog is vicious because we're now
Fucking
mana blocks.
screwed us.
Okay, well, you're going to be able to draw 2 cards because he's not in effect right now.
Yay! You shoved a flare in the hedgehog's face.
Alright.
Get
So
lost.
unless we can kill 2 of these creatures though in the next,
Well, we only need to kill 1.
you have to be. If you're at 5, you're
Yeah.
screwed.
We're at 5 right now. She kills
Yeah,
1.
we're at 6
oh,
now.
Shit! I forgot he was coming.
Yeah.
Plus whatever she draws.
Hopefully, she
So-
draws a 1 and a pickaxe or a flamethrower.
Okay.
Here's our expedition leader. She's gonna lead us.
So who can I kill with the ice axe?
Okay.
If you can put 1 point of damage on this one, you can kill this one.
No.
Yes.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a 6 creature.
If you can put 1 point of damage on it, you can
It's
then kill
zeroed
it.
out.
Yes.
And then I can, like, fucking ice axe it in the goddamn face. Boom.
Yeah.
Dead.
But we're still at 5, unfortunately.
Which means we die.
Hey, at least I killed the one.
Yeah.
Yes. Frankly, I think this game is grossly.
Ice axe.
Yeah, I don't think I'll play it.
I think that
Well, let's
No,
reshuffle
for
with
the
what
good
we
of
have.
all, add this card directly to the supply. Ice axe, I guess.
But we have to pay 1
Who's-
life. Somebody has to
Was
give
it-
1 life.
I
Oh.
can give a life.
I'm last, right? You're
Yeah.
exhausted?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
we've lost.
We've
I
lost.
think that this is grossly.
Well, let's
favors the-
reshuffle what we have. We had a really bad start.
So I have a question. Is it, we had 4 instead of 6. Is there any sort of scaling for the number of players? or
No,
just-
unfortunately. So, like, when 2 people play, they die often because you immediately start having this giant...
Okay, so I would say that is a weakness of the game that doesn't scale for the number of players.
Exactly.
So-
Because I'm sorry, these creatures are way overpowering.
Mhm.
Then it's like sending level 1s up against a fucking dragon.
Well, and also you are possibly behooved to make sure everybody in smaller games takes level 4.
Yeah, stronger
Players.
characters.
Yeah.
So, like, if we swap your 2 characters out with those 2 characters, we've
I don't
added-
know. This one is pretty damn effective for at
True.
least mitigating,
Because the problem is, like, for Jaaz's power, he never had a hand to...
So Arctic
Burn it.
Explorer Brian is nice, right? You may discard any one card from your hand and treat it as if you used a flare from the supply.
Oh, that is a
That-
good one.
That is completely.
That
is somehow he is way better and completely eclipses Ice Climber Anani. What the fuck?
yeah.
You did not choose wisely.
I didn't actually read.
We
it.
didn't.
Well,
Well, we
we
didn't know
didn't
what a
know.
flare did at
Yeah.
that point.
Right.
So we should choose again. I'm happy with
I'm happy with Survivalist Dana.
I'm tempted to keep this one just for that talent.
That is a
that
cool
talent
talent.
is pretty good.
Because since it's a cooperative game, I'm like,
You're the seer.
yeah, it
All right.
kind of gives us one minor leg up.
And so now we have a feel for the
The game and how the mechanic
But these are
works.
fucking brutal.
Yeah. Well, remember, we also, the events, too, are random, so you don't know
I'm
how
gonna
those
rush the
come out.
restroom while we're...
Okay. While we're rebuilding the deck.
Yeah, but otherwise, we are grossly inadequate compared to the...
It's not that bad.
No, baby, it is.
It is.
It is.
Actually.
And
That is one
so
thing I've heard
that
a lot
can
of, by
create
the
an
way.
unfair, and that's going to make not for a fun game. If that's,
Yeah, I don't play Agricola for the same reason. Too stringent.
Like, I would hate to see for a 2-man game, because you build your encounter deck the same way no matter how many bodies you have in the group. I would hate to see what it's like for a 2-man group.
yeah.
So
that
there should
would
be 8 good
unplayable.
events and 4 bad events.
Yep.
Which are still the same. The threat should be the same in there, so that just needs to be shuffled again.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like here is a good event because of the good events. I'd say that my main complaint is that it doesn't scale with the number of players.
Yeah. Like in Unknown, that tile one,
Mhm.
it actually scales by the number of players.
Yeah, so it becomes it does like you can see how having a full contingent of 6 would make the odds much better for you, and that's certainly realistic. But in terms of gameplay, it's like 2 would be impossible.
Yeah. Like, what I would suggest is like in Unknown. When you play Unknown, there's certain threat cards you pull out if you don't have enough players. Like the Yeti should not be in a less than 5-man group.
Yeah, I mean,
Because there's no way you can drop that much damage in a single turn.
no, you can't. I don't think. I mean, if we want to house rule it at some point, if we need to play it as is for the, play test, of course, I understand.
But yeah, that would be the one thing I would say for rule changing would be the change up of the number of threat to the number of players.
Yeah, I feel like the scaling would be better. And,
There's also like little niggly meta mechanics things like Arctic Explorer Brian completely eclipsing Anani
Yeah.
should not have ever happened.
yeah, they have sort of the same effect, but
Basically, he's the guy that's covered in flares.
yeah, well, he's got more health, and
Mhm.
it's cheaper to activate his skill.
Which overlaps with that's the exact flare text on his card. So
That's
So
fine.
is this
Yeah.
that's the events.
the events, and which one is the
The
this
threats.
is the outpost deck then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And that should be the threats. in there.
Yes.
I could definitely see the changing of the threat deck as one of the big ways you could fix the game pretty easy, make it less murdery. We had a ways
There's
to go
3
in that.
left.
Yeah.
Who would like?
I will take a brownie.
Who wants the last one?
I'll
Sweetie, you gonna throw yourself on the sword for us? Thank you.
take O'Brien for the team. For in Siberia, Russia, Brownie takes you.
Oh. Hi, Kate. Hi. Oh, who's my sweetie love?
But I definitely see it did take 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, well,
Because we died.
we died.
Um,
Just like
But-
basically,
we should have counted how many rounds that was.
That's true. Well, we can do it this time.
Do we have a round? No, wait.
We have a dice.
We have a round count.
We have a life counter.
We're not going to make it past 20.
We're not gonna last 17 hours, let alone 17 days.
Game over, man.
Game over.
Well, we're in charge.
Alright. Hopefully these are shuffled a little better than last time. We get the Yeti right off.
We're fucked.
Well, I mean,
At least
Well,
anything
no,
can
we're
be
not
thrown
really
at
fucked. Yeah.
we can take everything we've got and just keep killing the Yeti. Alright.
Okay, we've all reset to 0. It was
Yes.
just a dream. A
Yeah.
bad dream.
Pressing about what's coming today.
Okay.
You should go first.
it. Yes.
We have a good
I
idea of
will-
what we're doing.
It was a
we
nightmare
have
for
the
Brian
better.
because he couldn't do as much.
It depends. Do we want to have you go second so that way you can make sure you know what the end of the round will be like?
I think first is better,
Okay.
but
We
that's
can
just
try
me.
your second at one point.
Okay, let's see here. So, missing flare, spoiled, or the bear. You know what? I think I'm going to throw down the bear first,
You
because
got
that would give us more, hopefully, opportunity to. But now remember, the bear, he has to be, you can't use CB3s with it.
Yeah.
So, and then basically the spoiled and the missing flare. I'm going to put the missing flare last. So, alright. So, I've used my special power. Now I will take 2 cards.
You know what might be good too is if each player started with like 1 card.
You know what? That would actually make it a little better.
Since we're in
because-
our outpost, that's
Yeah.
another change that can make life easier, especially since we have discard abilities.
Okay, I'm going to keep the water in my hand. And I'm going to put the ice axe out for everybody to use.
Awesome.
So, now I have to draw the...
Earth's the major.
The Kamchatka bear. Brown bear. So it's 9 points. Can't hit it with 3s. But everything else is fair game.
He says he has to get into your case.
He has to explore
So-
the box.
He
Alrighty.
fits, he
Just be
sits.
careful jumping down.
Who will be going next? Oh, and
Do you want to go next? Or your ability is a flare, right?
Yeah.
The flare might be the better thing to go next. Because I coup de grace.
Yeah.
And what are you looking? I keep forgetting what you do.
I just am able to, like, treat a card from my hand as if I used a water supply. It's actually not very much.
Spoil. Discard 1 food or water from the supply if possible. Otherwise, 1 player loses 1 HP.
But there's no...
There's no food or water.
Yes.
So somebody
So one
has
of us
to...
So
loses.
I'll knock down. I was used to writing a 3 before anyway.
Aw, you took one for the team. You ate some bad food.
Now the next
Oh,
one
whoops.
is missing
Sorry.
flare.
I forgot to
You
draw
forgot to
mine.
draw your 2. You're
So
loving
you
that
might
little
not
box.
have to take the hit point if you have food. Or...
Well, since we know the next one is missing flare,
Yes.
put that up there. And I will play pickaxe on the bear.
Or do you want to flare the bear?
Well, the bear has no...
It has no real abilities. I mean,
Yeah, it's just-
but we're not going to.
You just
We
can't
may
use
not
3s
strike
on
it.
it.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'll cancel its abilities.
Okay, so you're flaring the bear?
So that means we can use 3s on it?
Well, no,
No.
he's out of play.
It
He's
makes-
It doesn't say it takes him out of play. It says it cancels the threat effect.
Which is basically
Oh,
the
okay.
entire threat.
so he won't do any damage.
Yeah, it's
This
basically you waved a flare in his face and he ran off into the darkness.
Does not mean, like,
Yeah.
So he
when
can't hit
conditions
us
it
for
to-
1.
Yeah.
He can't hit us for 1.
That
Basically,
means we
you
can-
ignore that threat for the rest of the round.
Well, it'll let us build up some.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the flare. That's the
That's
ice.
my special ability.
His ability lets him discard
And
and treat it like
discard.
a flare.
Gotcha.
He basically is the guy covered
I am
in
the
flare.
stronger Anani.
Got you. All
So
right.
then,
He's the Anani +1.
so then you have to tap your...
Yeah.
You're exhausted.
What are you doing, Kenny?
Uh,
up in that box.
Jim,
So
you or
which
me?
one?
I'll let you go first.
Okay.
We're ignoring the bear. I feel safe. Just don't heal.
Okay. And I can also... Should I heal people? I should keep people topped up. I can.
If you can, yeah.
Heal thyself!
Heal! Oh, that was nice.
We did not get very many first aid kits.
No, we got seriously.
One time we did, we
first aid
couldn't
kit.
use it.
Yeah. Missing flare. Discard one flare from the supply if possible. If not, discard one food or water. So.
We have a flare. Okay, let's bring it home. Let's bring it home strong.
I'm exhausted.
Okay, this is a good start. Well, there's one flare for me to keep and one flare for me to share. That's good.
That is good.
So let's see what comes about with those
This
flares. Goddamn the Yeti.
You got the fucking.
We got the Yeti.
Jesus Christ.
We collectively wiped out the frost from our eyelashes. Surely no one will believe this, if we live to tell about it.
Okay, but you're the last person in the round.
Yes.
Which means we can't counteract it.
Which means I take a point of damage because the Yeti popped up out of the snow to eat me. Because I'm a survivalist.
That's how Yetis roll.
Okay.
Okay, so top of the order.
Top of the order.
So shall I go first again just to see what's coming up since the Yeti's already been exposed?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can come out now?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Yeti is the worst, right?
Well, I have a flare, plus there's a flare over there, so we can at least mitigate those two.
And this
All
is
right.
scary.
So.
Yeah. Do whatever buys us time to get some cards in play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have one for the cost of food. We can use one card from the supply to attack a threat, adding its CV to the total. Or we have the Raging Boar. At the end of each round, while this threat is in play, you must discard one food or one water from the side, if possible. Otherwise, the player loses health points. And
Yeah,
it's
screw
8.
that. Put that at the bottom.
Yeah, and then we have the the rough-legged buzzard, which at the end of each round, and we must discard one card from the supply if possible. Otherwise, a player loses a hit points. But it's only 4, and it doesn't take any. So, if we had, do we have a food out there?
I sense a lot of flares coming into play. We have an ice axe, a first aid kit, and a flare.
I have
Which
a water,
means-
but I can't use. This requires food.
Which means before any of those negative cards can hit us, we should burn the cards there. It's better to use
Okay.
them than lose them.
Well, I'm gonna put this up, and it's just gonna have to go into the discard. So.
Okay.
Okay, so that is there. Now I might pull food.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay, a flamethrower and a flare. Okay, I'm going to put the flamethrower out for people to use.
Oh, you could use it too.
But I'm going to. I can flare the Yeti though, right? So
Yeah.
it can't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because.
And there's a flare out there, and there's a flare here, and Jaaz has nigh unlimited flares.
Has to be in my hand though.
Yeah. And as long as we can keep that porcupine out of play.
Yeah, shit, right. Or just
Well,
completely murder.
You'd say,
I'm going to.
in Siberian outpost, monsters screw you
Well, I'm going to use the flamethrower on the Yeti.
for damage.
Just to start getting the damage down on him. Yes, he's 13 fucking points, and we have an 8 coming up.
Uh-huh.
And a 4, and we already have a 9. So...
It's almost like I didn't want to see it coming.
Yeah.
And those are all 1s, so... Which one should I flare? The Yeti or the...
Either or. 'Cause we'll flare the others before then.
Okay, I'm going to flare this guy.
Okay, so you're
So
putting a
he's-
flare in the Yeti's face?
Yeah, so he won't cause damage to...
Yep. He's
anybody
out
this
of.
time.
He's not a
And
threat.
I'm just going to leave it there to know that there's a
Okay.
flare on him. And then...
go for the encounter. Expedition, I should say.
Mhm.
Wait a minute, didn't
There is a
I-
first aid kit. And there is the other flare. You can use both those flares, you know. That one too.
But we might have something that's got worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the one, since I still don't have any food.
So it goes straight
I
to
can't
discard.
Go straight to the discard. And then I'm tapped.
Just in time.
So who would like to go next?
Me?
Alright,
Okay.
3.
The next one coming up is the 4 creature.
And what's the bear's power?
You can't hit it with a 3.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but you can hit the Yeti with 3.
Yes, all day long, please.
Yeah. So we're going to put that 3 down, and I'm going to hold on to this 3. And we got 2 on the Yeti, so he's an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Put the 3 on the Yeti. Can't hit you, but
Yeah, I'm going to put the 3 on the Yeti, bring him to 5. And the flamethrower, bring him to 8.
okay.
So he only needs 5 points to take out.
And he's not going to cause any damage this round.
And I'm going to go ahead and flare the bear.
Flare the bear.
Flare the bear. And let's see what comes up.
This is going to be the 4 buzzard.
The buzzard. At the end of each round, while this threat is in play, you must discard 1 card from the supply if possible. Or 1 player takes 20 damage. Yeah, we want to flare that sucker. And that's my turn. Now for our 2 powerhouses. Because our leader's been one hell of a leader.
Yeah, pretty much if you don't have a full party of everybody,
Yeah, if we had one more
You're
person, we'd be
screwed.
better off. The problem is then there's more threats coming out in play, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
no.
Yeah, there is.
'Cause you
I
now
thought
have
that
one.
was based off of easy, hard, or...
No.
Yeah, but you still have more. Remember, there's
Oh.
the same number of threats no matter how many people are here, which is why 2 people can't really burn through that deck.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it would take 2 people to do 13 points of damage?
13 turns.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And at least it takes
If you pull
5. It takes 5 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to have enough to hit that number and coup de grace.
Sorry, 6 cards.
Yeah. Don't forget. Unless you have, like, your card or my card from your previous game.
What?
Mind you, this
Didn't
is
your
the
other card have a coup de grace?
No,
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Just
just
a
2 do.
flare type.
Mind you, this is the second round.
Oh, crap.
And-
We haven't been keeping track.
No, this is the second round.
It is the second round? There we
So, and we already have 3 creatures on the board,
Mhm.
and we still have 2 people left to go. We could all die right now.
That's true.
A first aid kit. That's good.
Maybe.
If only we had another 3 into play.
So I'm gonna use this as a wild.
So flare. You're gonna flare the buzzard. Keep that draw ability
Yep.
away.
Because it's the only thing we can do.
Yep.
Look at that. Raging Boar. At the end of each round while this threat is in play, you must discard 1 food or water from the supply if possible. Otherwise, 1 player loses 1 hit point.
We still have a flare here. She can use that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Unless we kill one of these, she has to pull a card.
Mm-hmm. And then we all die.
What are the odds another threat will come up?
Well, what are the odds we get the Yeti in the second round? Okay.
Actually,
Maybe-
the odds of that were much lower than the odds of getting another threat this pull.
So
All
if
right.
you can do 5 points to him, there is an ice axe that you can use to finish him off. If you can do 5 points. There is a 2 here,
There's
so if you
4
can
on the field. So if you've got a 1, and then use the ice axe, pour it all into the Yeti, and then whatever you draw next, it doesn't matter.
do... Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, very nice. You're dropping the ice axe.
I've got 1, 2.
Try to keep these...
Okay.
If you can do 5 points with what you have in your hand and this, that would be your best bet. Oh,
there you go.
yeah, right here, these 2. Throw the first aid kit in the water at them, that zeroes them out. Then you could use this ice axe or that ice axe to finish him off.
Yes,
Look
the
at her
Yeti
later. She's
is
going.
gone.
She's throwing the water so it freezes mid-air into a spear hitting the Yeti.
Take
Okay.
that, Yeti!
Now you still have this flare to get rid of to mitigate the boar.
Take that in the face, boar. Alright.
And then you have to draw another
And then
threat.
pray the threat isn't very threatening.
But we can.
At least
Yeah,
we've mitigated
that's
most
fine.
of the threats.
But at least we're going to last till at least the third round.
Until at least the third round.
Siberian moose.
Shit.
You must use an ice axe to defeat this threat. Flamethrower has no effect.
Okay, we have an
That's
ice
a 4.
axe. We got an ice axe.
And I take a damage.
Just one, which is nice. That's not bad.
Alright.
Okay, so top of the round. Let's discard
So
those
we're
flares
starting-
and those pseudo flares.
We are starting round 3.
Yep, we are at round 3. I am sober enough to turn it to a 3.
Okay, and
Alright.
I'm going to go first.
Yep.
So I'm going to take a look at what we've got coming up.
Because we will probably need to shuffle shortly.
There are only 2 there.
Okay. Alright. We have 2 suckage, but they're not as bad as some of them.
It's not a
Yes,
Yeti.
there's 4 in play.
Okay, we have a raging onager, which looks like a donkey. It's only 2 to kill it. At the
Yay!
end of each round, while the threat is in play, you must discard food or supply if possible. Otherwise, you lose a hit point. Somebody. And then we have a raccoon dog.
Oh.
So, and that is a 3. At the end of each round, while this threat is in play, the player loses a hit point.
Ooh.
Okay, at least we don't lose it. But we do have, if we can play a food,
Which no one has.
which no one has, draw 1 card, or we have a lucky find, and we can draw it out from the outpost card. So I'm going to put that one on top.
And what was your
And-
ability again?
Water.
Oh,
I can
not
make
food.
water happen.
Okay.
And I have a water.
You talk us
but-
into drinking our pee-pee.
Okay,
Yes.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that one on top in case I get a food.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's going to go in order of the
The badness.
yeah, 2, then the 3. Okay, so let's see the 2 cards that I get. Aha! I have a food and an ice axe. So I am going to go ahead and put food down. I'm going to keep the ice axe. And let's see here.
Kill buttons.
Well, I can help hurt something.
Take out a
Something
small
we-
threat.
Yeah.
So, the buzzard and the moose are the same, and those are the lowest.
Buzzard is more noxious.
More suckage.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and unfortunately, I have no flare. So I'm going to put it on that.
It's 2 damage then.
That's halfway there.
Yeah. I'm not
You
going
have
to play
another?
yeah, but that too is going to give us another outpost card.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
do I kill
okay,
it
yeah.
or
No.
yeah?
Yeah, you don't
See,
use those.
and I don't want to use the ice axe for the first aid.
Yeah.
I could throw water at one of them. You know, just to kind of help hurt it.
I'd say hold on to it for now.
Okay. Alrighty, so.
Okay.
Alright,
wait.
like
What's the CB?
It's 1.
this one. Yeah. Otherwise I would have.
Yeah. So what do you have for your expedition card?
Lucky find! Draw 1 card from the outpost deck.
And do you have 1 food to pay for it? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
The community chest pays off.
Yay!
Hopefully this will give us something good. A flare!
Never
That's
hurts to
good.
have one of those in
So
play.
now we can probably I can't put it on one of them. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
but you got it in community bank at least.
Yes, so
But
there
it's-
is a flare
It's there.
to
Yeah.
play with. So 'cause the
Yay!
next
Okay.
thing coming up is a 2.
Okay.
So who wants to go next? Right now we have enough hit points that going,
I'll go next.
Okay.
Because
You know.
Jaaz is at full.
going to combat unexhaust myself.
But it was
Okay.
exhausting, it was.
Yes.
Yes, I definitely think that would be my suggestion, would be the dialing back on the threats.
Mhm.
Like, specifically pull out certain threats for certain sized groups.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Yeti should not be in anything less than a 5-man group.
Alright, so I'm gonna
Drops
ice
an ice
axe
axe.
on this guy.
Smack him.
And
Because if you can take him to 0, I can always flamethrow him regardless of what I get.
should I ice axe him again? No,
I would
I
say-
want an ice axe left for the Siberian moose.
Yeah.
I think we should use the flare on the bear, but we're still a little ways away from needing to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna.
You could always first aid yourself.
I am going to first aid myself.
Oh, you had one in your hand. I was talking about this one.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
one
but-
in there.
Okay.
Should I use
then
the-
draw?
Mm,
Well,
no, because
Yeah.
this is more useful to everybody.
For everybody.
Okay. Oh wait, I have to.
draw a threat.
No, it's scary.
It's 2.
Raging Onager. Alright.
Okay, now if we don't take something out,
We're
the
fine.
next 2 people, we
Yep.
die
Yes. Yay!
in the 3rd round.
Yay!
We almost died in the 2nd round,
Yay!
but we pulled that one out of our ass.
Yay!
I think
It
we
was
should
the
just
vodka.
I think we should just reserve the flares and kept the Yeti and the fucking bear out of the way, and like use the piddly shit on the
To
piddly
get rid of
shit.
this.
Well, that's a good strategy for next time.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Even though it's big, it still only hits you for 1.
And if you flare
So
it,
I'm gonna go
It's gone.
ahead and put down that the flamethrower. It's a 2 damage because I'm holding on to the food that does more damage, but it's gonna work out. Because at least with this guy, I can drop him down to 0, then discard this card to turn any card into a flamethrower.
You need an ice axe for the moose. Oh
Yeah.
wait, you're not the moose.
but for the
Actually,
onager,
no, wait. Discard 1 card from your hand and treat it as if you used a flamethrower from supply. So if I discard this, I can flame him and make him go away.
Yes,
Good.
do
Do
it!
it.
Yay!
I basically turned the food into rendered fat and threw it on the flaming nasty little bastard.
And the food used to be the Yeti, so you used the fat from the Yeti to kill the onager.
I don't know why. And then we're gonna draw something horrible. Or should I use some more? Or should I save that for Jaaz?
Well, I can use whatever's in the supply. So
Don't forget to exhaust yourselves. Like you
Yeah. So we'll pull a raccoon dog.
I told you it should go up.
At the end of each round with this threat is in play 1. So 3 points of damage. Crap. Okay, so we're back to 5 creatures in play. So you're going to have to take something out. No stress. No stress whatsoever.
yeah, no stress.
You have a flare, a first aid kit, and an ice axe.
The raccoon dog, also known as the mangut or tanuki, is a canid indigenous to East Asia. It is the only extant species in the genus Nycteteriatus. My Latin is not grand.
Say it again, I like it.
A lot of letters.
You said the words. You said the words.
It's a
Latu,
lot
Verata.
of words.
That's
It is
right.
considered a basal canid species resembling ancestral forms of the family.
So you put a flare down in the supplies.
Yes.
Main predators of raccoon dogs are wolves, wildcats, foxes, and birds of prey.
In other words, meat eaters that are bigger than it.
Yes.
Okay.
You could do 3 points.
Hang on a sec. So, we're going to flare the raccoon. We're going to flare the raging boar.
Okay.
We're going to throw the first aid kit at the fucking moose.
Hitting the moose squarely on the snout.
Hit it in the face!
As things randomly fall over. So you
Suddenly
need
We're
the
going
cat
to-
and
three
human.
more damage.
We're
to
going
it.
to apply a pickaxe to the face, and then we're going to apply a pickaxe to its neck.
Nice. So you basically throw the.
Everything! The whole cat!
So we're
Hang
down
on,
to
guys.
only 4 threats.
Flare, I got this.
Okay, so then
Now let's just hope you don't draw a monster.
Oh. Well,
Oh.
but we're down to just
4.
4.
Yep. Flying snow squirrel.
Oh shit.
We're at 5.
We're dead.
We're dead.
The flares don't work for that.
Nope, they still count as in play. Or do they? The rules don't really say. Do we want to play off that they're no longer a threat means they're no longer a threat?
Well, it says 5 threats,
This is just
right?
going to compound the
Mhm.
problem because
Yeah.
there's going to be 4 more threats next round.
Exactly. So
But we'll have 8 core
Alright.
items.
let's do a D20 rating.
Okay.
3.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's just
It's
frustrating.
not a critical fail.
It's not a critical fail. It's a very
It's
hard
not
game to play.
Playable.
Now let's separate
And-
the cards again. Give me the threat cards. I want to weed some of those out real quick, and let's see how this plays if you actually scale the threats.
Okay, but that's not what this game is.
Well,
You have to.
maybe it just means the game needed more beta testing to get to that point to come up with an extra.
I
rating.
want to know
Okay,
who they
yes.
had beta testing.
Yeah,
with.
so here's where I'm going to rate it. And it's also going to be in a similar ballpark of 4 because this rate's just below Agricola, in my opinion.
Aw,
It is not finishable by a party that is less than 6.
less than max.
Yeah.
And even
Because even then,
it's
think
gonna
about
be-
it. If you had a
even if
group of
there's-
6, you could have 5 threats out in the first round.
Even if their target
Yeah.
was that, oh, reality doesn't shape itself around you, well, fucking shit. We're playing a game. We're not dealing with reality. The reason we have games is to avoid that.
Aw.
Yeah, this is like
So
playing
is
Game
this
of Thrones.
all the
Everyone's gonna
No,
die.
it is not. It is not all the threats.
because I
I'm
didn't.
sorry, this is not a game that I will play again.
Yeah,
Aw.
likewise. I'm done with
Oh,
it.
this is one of
This
the
is
players.
like the first time I've ever, didn't find. I mean,
I didn't find it that fun because it did feel like
It's too
the whole
impending
purpose is just to
doomish.
kill you.
it is just like that GM to
Yeah, kill a GM.
is there not to facilitate a game which may be hard
Yeah.
and may ultimately result in your death. But if on the second round you're already close
Facing TPK.
to there's not a good rhythm to the game. It doesn't have it doesn't increase in intensity as you go. It is just like you.
And this was easy mode, guys.
Yeah.
It was not easy at easy mode. I'm really glad we did not try anything beyond easy mode.
Yeah.
I didn't have so much fun learning it that I would never reach for this game to play. I might give it to somebody I don't like very much though.
So here's how the threats go. There's 3 twos. Each of them basically have a way that it screws over the deck.
Yeah, that friggin' hedgehog is evil.
There's 3 threes, and you can't hurt one with ones. You at the end of each round, this one you discard the top one of the outposts, so it burns through your outpost deck. Then the raccoon dog can. Then we have 2 fours. Here's where it gets scary. Only 1 5, which is the infected explorer. 1 6. 1 7, which is the wolf. But then we have 4 8s.
Mm-mm.
4 8s.
And then
there should be like 4 2s.
Yeah. Or even more 5s than 8s.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say more 3s, but that's
But
just
then we have
me.
2
Yeah.
9s,
I mean-
4 8s, 2 9s, and
Well,
then a
there's-
13.
And then there's also the weird BS cards, like the 6s, the badger.
Yeah.
That you can't use 3s or
So
1s.
Well,
on.
that's-
and the
there's a
scale
couple
of the
that are
game,
that
and the
way.
scale of the game is so small that any card that disallows any given
You're
card
screwed.
is like saying, "I'm sorry, all of your damage is reduced to 2/3. All of your damage is reduced to 1/3, and reduced to 1/3 is exactly what the badger does."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
And not even that, it's worse, because the chances of getting ones is what you're dealing with, not applying it as if it's a one.
I would not buy this game.
I would
No,
not.
and I'm not going to buy the sequel. That's for darn sure.
Honestly, what would help this
Outpost
game as
Jungle
well
or-
is if you started with cards in your hand.
That would help.
Because so many of these good events are all you have to pay
Yeah,
one
you'd have
food or you have to pay one water.
And we rarely had
And
that.
Or one life.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So half the times, the good things that you're theoretically getting are not good. You're giving up shit to get it.
Yeah.
And at the start of the game, you have nothing to give up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're starting out at a deficit.
I would probably give it a 5 out of a 20.
And that's because the artwork's not too bad.
The artwork's...
The artwork is cool.
So, I like the art. I like some of the creatures they picked. I like the idea of the game.
But the implementation...
The implementation, like, even some of the dynamics, some of the mechanics are not bad. But the way it's put together overall is problematic. And again, there's not a good scale of the threat through the game.
Yeah.
So it's not like the threat intensity builds as you play. We had maybe a little bit better rhythm in terms of difficulty intensity in the first hand we played, but it was still like...
All that was building up to was we were going to get punched in the face by the Yeti at the end of the day.
Yeah, we were just going to die. I mean, like, here's the thing. You know you're going to die. You're just going to die. There's
no fun in that.
It doesn't feel
So
like
there's
an
18
actual...
threat cards and 12 good and bad events. So the threats outnumber the good and bad events.
And the good events are so... I mean, you got to pay for them. That's
Yeah.
not good.
And
that
they
means
also are
you're
not...
depriving yourself.
They also don't provide enough of a boost to
Of a
be
benefit.
pronounced as benefits.
Exactly.
Usually they're just like a break from bad. So really...
See, now, if we would have gotten this card, the medical training, and had food and play, that would have been great.
Arkham Horror is more forgiving than this game.
That
is why I give it a 4.
Yeah.
I give it a 3. And why? Because it's like, I play games to have fun. Yes, there has to be an element of danger, has to be like...
I don't mind some
But
challenge.
this is a slaughterhouse. We're just entered an abattoir. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
The enjoyment was in my red Solo cup.
The enjoyment is in the company. Yay!
See, I'd almost say that the good events should just not have a cost.
Mm-hmm.
It should just be good
If there's
event.
no cost, then at least you're not starting in a deficit.
Yeah.
Or give everybody a food and a water and a first aid kit or something to start with.
So it doesn't matter. The
fact
first
that
round
we
you're going to
have
screw
7
yourself.
or 8 house rule suggestions on our first 2 playthroughs is immensely
Telling.
speaks volumes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, heck, and everything that you've researched on it, they're basically saying, yeah, it's difficult. No, it's not difficult.
It's not difficult. It's an impossible game to play.
This was difficult
And
on
it's designed
the easy
to kill you.
mode.
Yeah, it's just like going into with a killer GM.
Yeah.
It's the reason why I stopped reading Game of Thrones after the second book, because you're just going to die horribly. Bad things are going to happen, and there's nothing that will stop it. Which is why I've never watched a single episode. It's like, I'm sorry. I don't need to be depressed all the time when I'm playing games, too.
Yeah, it's disappointing because it's pretty. The packaging is nice.
It is an interesting concept.
The concept is interesting.
I like how it's supposed to be cooperative. I'm a big fan of cooperative
I
games.
like the cooperative idea. The mechanics of the characters don't synergize as well as I might like.
Mm-hmm.
Like your character you played, that was a really cool synergy, but for several of them, it's like, well, you can discard any card to be food or water. So that's not terrible.
But we never had
Or at least get
a
more hit
surplus.
points to combat the...
We rarely could build up a surplus to spend things.
Right.
And it did not feel like we were making a lot of tactical errors.
Yeah.
The only...
I felt like I was in a horror movie.
Yeah, it wasn't
Pretty
fun.
Well, it's supposed to be. It's a horror survival game, but
Yeah.
No. Forbidden Desert is a horror survival game. Even that is better than this game.
Arkham.
Arkham Horror is a
Yes.
horror survival game. That is better than this game. Both of them are way
This
better
is
mechanics.
a gore flick.
Yes, this is just
I like
pure
a
gore
good
flick.
horror movie. Heck, I really do like aliens, and that type of stuff. Typically 1 or 2 people will survive. This doesn't matter. Everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, everyone's gonna die.
They're just throwing weird mutated animals at you, and
Yeah.
it's a bad horror movie.
It is.
It's not even Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right.
In fact, I'm going to revise my rating down to 2 because I'm now thinking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I do have to give this game a failing grade.
I didn't give it a critical fail, but definitely a fail.
It's pretty. It's well packaged. The text is nice on the cards. I also, I'm going to tell you another thing that irritated me from the beginning. 6 characters, 2 women out of the characters. Now, I know
No, there's 3.
I thought it was even, wasn't it?
there's
There's
Dana,
Hans,
Belle
Dana and Belle,
Anika.
Anani.
Anani.
and then-
Anani looks like a man.
Oh.
Nani's a guy.
Well, if you look at the pictures, even all the girls look like men.
Well, it's because they're all in survival gear.
So there's 2, Dana and Belle.
Yeah.
I mean, I called Hans Hana, and it's not
Yeah.
necessary for there to be an equal number of women, but I'm sorry. Like,
Girls
it is.
play games too.
Well, it's also sending a message that more men are necessarily the scientists and more men are going to survive this circumstance. And I don't think I like that messaging
Yeah.
on top of the other problems in this
2.
game.
I'm a trail guide.
Mhm.
I'm a forefront person. And I have 2 hit points.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why she had a very powerful talent.
Yeah.
And that's
why they
that was
made
the
it
only,
good.
that was the only balancing
Yeah.
aspect to that.
Yeah.
But I think in that respect, it might have been better to switch up the title.
And, frankly, that's non-gender.
Oh, Dana.
Dana?
Dana is
Yeah.
both a man and a woman, male and a woman's
Well,
name.
I think it's a lady.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
in the book, didn't it use the pronoun she? with
she. It
Dana?
didn't use she.
So that's why I
But-
assumed Dana was female. But I know that is really persnickety,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely, given the challenges of the game, that kind of detail just increases my dissatisfaction with the game.
Yeah, and speaking as a woman, I share that. I thought that his character was a female. I just assumed. But while I will give them props for trying to be international,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the names, try to be more cross-cultural. I think that it was more of a nod to it as opposed to an actual...
An actual integration of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Just want to look at all of them, for
I
their
mean,
abilities.
I had fun.
Yeah, Nani is
because
definitely
I
a
was
guy.
playing
Yeah.
with you all, and it's always fun playing a game with you all. But I did not.
We gotta represent for the ladies.
Yeah, and it was very irksome. And if I hadn't been drinking, I would have been table flipping angry.
And Jaaz was right too about Ice Climber and Anani. He has
Yeah.
to discard 2 cards to take out 1 threat.
The exact same text is on the flare, and then Brian has a flare,
And he's stronger.
and he has 1 more hit point.
Well,
Unless
and
they-
he discards
The
1
commander.
Unless they mean by that character can completely
discard
kill
the
a threat with 2 cards.
That would be awesome.
That is
Yeah.
the
That's
only.
the way that's
But
that
it's too
is-
vague.
It's vague.
worded.
Because think
that's
about
the
it.
other thing. The mechanics are-
The Ice Climber could basically trick it to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
Well,
taking
yeah,
it out
so
of the game.
Here's the other thing too: the mechanics weren't solid enough that there seems to be synonyms riddled through this damn thing, such that do the flared animals do damage? Can we still target them? Is it just their text? And if it's just their text, can we hit them with things if they have an item restriction?
Right.
Yeah.
It
Right.
is like
So-
kind of vague.
Now, hitting things without or that have an item description, and because they're flared, they can be hit with other things. That would make it a little bit more tolerable, but it's still painfully punch in the face.
I mean, I would like to see either in your hand you have a food, a water, and a flare, or in the supply that you start with some, because you're supposed to be surviving your compound. You should already have something in your compound.
I guess that's their argument is that's what the outpost deck is for.
Yeah.
But drawing from the outpost deck is also too stringent
Yeah.
for the things that are thrown at you.
Yeah, it's just there is no. Yeah,
Because usually
there's no balance in this game.
Because, my two suggestions would definitely be start cutting through this deck of threats. It should be like, if you've ever seen Unknown, they literally tell you which threats to put in what size player group you have.
Yeah,
And like,
same thing for
the big bad
Southern
only
Wonders.
comes into play if you have a full party.
Mhm.
So like, for anything less than 5 men, Yeti stays out of the game.
Yes, but even in that game, there's some vagaries.
Yeah, but there
But
should be like a
it's much
scaling,
better written.
amount of like, okay, so 1 9, 2 8s, you're 7. Basically find some mathematical way of cutting it down, because with 2 people, there's no way they could put up with mostly creatures.
Mhm.
And that's a lot of the play tests that I was watching and talking to folks with.
Yeah,
Was 2 people barely make it 2 rounds if they're lucky.
So
I would be
and they're-
surprised. We had 4 and we almost died in a second round.
Well, remember they're only pulling 2 monsters each turn, so
Still.
Right, but they also only have two pulls of hit points.
yeah,
So by round 4,
somebody's
you're
about
looking
to
at-
go out.
Yeah, there's no. And if one person goes out, the entire game is lost.
Right.
Yeah, I'm thinking everybody probably needs at least 1 more hit point.
And even looking at even distributions for 1s, 2s, and 3s in the deck,
Hmm.
you hit a spree of 1s against a Yeti. Okay, that's great. It's an Arkham Horror game. You lose.
Yeah,
But you hit a spree of 1s against that distribution of threats, you're not going to win.
you won't
there
have
is
enough
no-
math to beat it.
The thing you need is the 95th percentile plus, in terms of random chance, to be able to win this game. And I don't feel like I need to play that many games of it to understand that that's what the 95, that's what the percentile of winning is. So
I just wonder.
fuck it.
I mean, about whoever play tested this. Well, I mean, they must have had a complete group as opposed to smaller groups
Yeah, how
to
much?
play test the playability for the lower, because it's obviously not geared for that.
Yeah,
And even with a full group, logistically speaking, yeah, it's the 95th percentile that can, and I'm sorry, I am not going to invest my time in a game that there's no chance of winning other than slim to none.
Right.
It's just, there's way more games that are so
Right.
much more fun.
if I'm going to play How Am I Going to Die Today, I'll go play Ragdoll Simulator.
Yeah.
oh, God.
I'm like, I can go hit a battleground in WoW if I want to die repeatedly.
No, I would do
So-
better in a battlefield on WoW.
So
frankly.
rather than keep kicking the dead horse, let's wrap it up. Final thoughts?
I'll pass. This
Pass.
is not a
Pass.
game I'm going to play again.
I'd never buy this game unless I was buying it for somebody I wanted to torture.
Ouch.
I wouldn't even play this game. And I don't even
Yeah.
know if I would buy it for somebody I want to torture, because I don't want to waste the money
Like-
for them to gain money.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the cheapest vengeance I could probably get.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So IDW Games, we really wanted to love it. We tried to love it.
I have never penned a game this badly.
I mean,
And you continue, I know.
I've hated other games more than this. In IDW, you've done other properties that I like,
Mm,
but this was a disappointment.
yeah,
Yeah.
And probably in part because I like other stuff from them.
yeah. But yes, I would definitely send some suggestions of, hey, things you could do.
Ooh. So many. It's a long list.
Yeah. Overhaul the rules. We'll start
But
there.
right now,
Yeah.
my suggestion to other people is don't play it.
Aww, that was mean. Yeah.
Mine is like avoid the frustration
Yeah.
and disappointment.
Until there's an errata that comes out that
Yeah.
makes it more
Even
playable.
if you so here's my message to the people out there. Even if you enjoy playing Agricola, turn your frustration level with Agricola up by 10 degrees, then square it, and that's about where this game is.
Yeah, because usually in most horror movies, you start out flush with gear, and you end up scrapping for everything. So, like, if you started out with some gear up front, that would be so much nicer.
Well, so, and even
It's
in
still
Agricola,
not
you start out with
balanced.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
But there's a mechanic for you to start building up, and yes, you can hit some very frustrating roadblocks, and some frustrating, I didn't take that thing 3 turns ago, so now I'm fucked. But it is still easier to get through and easier to play than this thing.
Alright, guys.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks for surviving it to the end of the playtest.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we did not survive the playtest ourselves.
No.
Alright, guys, that's a good place to wrap it up.
Woohoo!
Here in the forest of Elandril, we elves defend the woods from beasts and men. I myself have helped drive off goblin raiders, slain a giant spider, and composed an elven symphony for the Blood Moon Harvest Festival, and that was before lunch. So when I'm not sliding down the trunk of a barbarian elephant beast after killing it and its occupants with only my dagger and a few arrows, I look forward to coming home to a Dungeon Crate. Dungeon Crate is a monthly subscription box service crafted specifically for RPG and tabletop gamers. Miniatures, dice, tokens, coins, maps, modules, terrain pieces, handmade items, RPG jewelry, and more are yours for only a few gold per month. You even get a digital crate along with a physical one as an added bonus. As an elf, I appreciate quality craftsmanship, and Dungeon Crate delivers, even if it's put together by humans.
Sir, sentries have discovered several dwarves and a wizard trespassing in our woods.
I was wondering what that smell was. DungeonCrate.com. Are you ready? Let the adventure begin.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.
We need more vodka, because me and my accent did not
Vodka was
survive the end.
Vodka was the best thing.
Yes.
Friends were the best thing. Vodka
Vodka
was second
second.
best.
There
Yeah.
you go.
There we go.